Hello everyone, this is Benyarko again, bringing another lesson in jazz piano techniques. Today I'm going to show you guys a technique made famous by Barry Harris, but was used by a lot of great players to be you know to kind of help the player become a two-handed player instead of a one-handed player, which you see in jazz, whereby you're just doing shell voicings, with your left hand and soloing with your right. Jazz is much more than that. There's so many interesting things you could do with your left hand. Your left hand doesn't have to become disabled. Just because you want to be a modern player. Even McCoy Tyner, when he's doing those chords, he still does stuff with his left hand. And like I said, this exercise will help you, you know, use the left hand more and become and make sure you combine those two hands in your playing. Okay, so the lesson is in C. Again, it's to move dominant 7 chords. And first of all, let's practice our 2 scale of chords, which I've told you about. And remember to watch my playlist. I have a ton of playlists on various lessons. Just watch them, and you can pick from them what you need for your playing to be better. So let's start with the Barry Harris 6 diminished chord. Again. Then my scale of chords, I call it my high life scale of chords for harmonizing high life and African music. Now the thing about learning scale of chords is that it really helps you in terms of harmony. So it's very good to practice scale of chords instead of just running through the scale. Just learn to practice various scale of chords. And this exercise is also a scale of chord. Again, it's about moving dominant 7 chord. So if we look at a dominant 7 chord, right, the most important notes are called shell voicings. If you take a look at the style of players like Bill Evans, they utilize the shell voicings in their left hand, right, and then soloed in their right. Shell voicings are your root, your third, and your 7th. So you can, play various inversions of these, right, and those are your shell voicings. Okay. So this exercise will help you move dominant 7 utilizing your shell voicings. So let's take a dominant C7 chord. All right. There's so many ways you could voice that. And again, like I said, I'll dive right into it. This lesson will really help you with that. So it starts on a C scale, and we're going to move up using stretch voicings. So you're going to do C, a root, right? And then you're going to do thirds, right? Like a third on C, right? So we have the E, an octave, and then we do a seventh, a major 7th in the middle, right? And then we move up the scale that way. So this is how it sounds. Again. I'll just do it by itself. Again, we're doing a C, but we're starting on the 3rd. We're doubling the octaves, putting the major 7th in the middle, and playing the scale that way. Alright, and then you can play the root in your left hand, right? Now the second way you can voice that is to play the 7th, double the octave, and put a 3rd in the middle. Okay, so the first one we play the 3rds and put the 7th in the middle. This one we're playing the 7th and put in the 3rds in the middle. So this is how it sounds with the root. Okay. Now you might ask, okay, why do I need to do this? Now you're gonna see in a second how this can really change your playing. Okay, so if you take a look at rhythm changes where I had the B flat, right? Rhythm changes in B flat, and I played a 1, 6, 2, 5, right? 3 minor, 2, 5, right? 1. Then I have the 3 diminished, right? 4 diminished, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Now when it gets to the bridge, I play a D7, right? So that's a 3/7. Then a G7, then a C7, and an F7, right? So how do I know those voicings? By practicing the exercise, right? Okay. So how you can play a D7 again, all right, is to play the 3rds, all right, and then play the 7th in the middle, okay? So the 3rd, so in D, that would be F sharp, and then put the 7th in the middle. Or you can play it a C, which is the 7th, and then double the octaves and then put the 3rd in the middle, okay? So there are 2 ways of voicing it. Again, 3rds with the 7th in the middle, or 7ths with a 3rd in the middle, right? Okay? Alright, so how is this going to help you? So if we're playing the bridge from rhythm changes or any of those, rhythm changes progressions, during the bridge, I can play the head that way, or the bridge that way, whereby I play the 3rds with the 7th in the middle, right? And or play the 7ths again with the 3rd in the middle, all right? So 3rds with the 7th in the middle, or 7ths with the 3rd in the middle. And then you can move your chords that way, and it'll allow you to see easier ways to move it. So if we're doing that bridge, C7 can be like this. So that's C7, I'm playing again, the 3rds with the 7th in the middle. And when I move to the G, which is the next chord, remember it's 3, 6, 2, 5 in the key of B flat. So 3 will be the D7, and this is how I'm voicing it. When I get to the 6, which is G, I could put the 7ths with the 3rds in the middle. The next chord is 2, which is C. I could put the 3rds with the 7th in the middle. And then the next chord is F. I could put the 7th with the 3rd in the middle. And then back to the root. Okay, again. So this is how it would sound. Okay? And like I said, it helps you, think of easier ways. Again, so D, we're going 3, 6, 2, 5 in the key of B flat. So that's D7, G7, C7, F7, right? So this is how it sound again. D7, we have the 3rds octave with the 7th in the middle. G7, we have the 7th with the 3rd. C7, 3rds with the 7th. And F7, 7th with the 3rd. And this will be an easier way to voice it, right? Now, if we're just to do shells, like how Bill Evans would do it, right? How we'll do it will be just play the 7th and the 3rds, right? Those are the shells, right? Instead of leave, and Bill Evans has a way. Bill Evans, Red Garland, players like that have a way, they like to leave out the root for the bass players, So you could do a third and a seventh for D, a seventh and a third for G, a third and a seventh for C, and a seventh and a third for F, and go back to the root, right? And when you're doing that, you can, play and, just the melody, octaves, and then add the fifth to it, okay? So again, let's go over it, and then we'll play those voices. Again, you go over rhythm changes, right? Now the bridge, again, we have the D7, we have the G7, then we have the C7, and then we have an F7, okay? And again, all I'm doing, right, is playing either thirds, right, with the seventh in the middle, or sevenths with the third in the middle, okay? And again, that's, that exercise I showed you, whereby you play just the roots and play either the thirds. This is the seventh, so either the seventh with the third in the middle, and then move up the scale. Or the thirds with the seventh in the middle and move up the scale. And this exercise will really help you in terms of improving